Welcome, my good friends. This is episode number 14, titled How I Arrived into the Real Estate Business. Don't forget to leave your comments. Ask any and all questions you may have, and subscribe so these episodes will come directly to you. Now let's get started with episode number 14. Joe's Barbershop continues to thrive. As a matter of fact, I've just retained a reputable bookkeeping company, Creighton's Tax Services, to help me to set up my bookkeeping system. In addition to that, I am now starting to settle in to the thought of becoming a successful business owner. I'll tell you, at that time, entrepreneur had not entered into my vocabulary. Just hadn't been done. So at the end of 1965, I had actually occupied 3 of the 4 chairs. David Sewell, he had just graduated from the Moeller Barber College located in the city of Oakland. And he was able to start out full time, unlike me, because of the on-the-job training. David was able to each and every day after barber school, he was able to come to Joe's Barbershop and get on-the-job training. Therefore, because of that training, David started out with an established clientele. In addition to that, I also was able to encourage another homeboy to go and enter into the barber college. Carl Dickens had all the personality in the world. As a matter of fact, he was David Sewell's, they were best of friends. David now was very meticulous, not only about himself, but about his work area. So the fit was really good. He was able to help us stay focused on keeping not just the practical part of the shop, but a well-preserved, clean shop and atmosphere. Carl Dickens was a musician, and he kept us updated on the latest that was going on in the music industry. And after, at the end of 1966, Carl Dickens, he graduated. So you can see now, all of the chairs are occupied, fully operating. John Oliver, JD we called him, he was the oldest. David Sewell, Carl Dickens, and myself, a perfect fit. We work well together. As a matter of fact, we would have weekly Monday morning meetings every Monday morning to discuss on even how we could make the shop business better. But this is the month of February, and we call it the Black History Month. So I would like to share with you a bit of the Black history that was going on at this particular time. For instance, in 1965, same year that Joe's Barbershop was fully occupied, Martin Luther King Jr. partnered with the SCLC. They focused in on the Black voter registration there in Selma, Alabama. Just imagine, 1968. We are basically doing the same thing today. It's over and over. The beat goes on. Now, the SCLC are the acronyms for the Southern Christian Leadership Conference. This was an organization that was organized in 1957 by a group of Black ministers. And that same year, the same year in 1965, Malcolm X, he was assassinated after a conflict with the Nation of Islam. The very same year, divide and conquer. He was assassinated. And in 1966, this was the year of the Black Panther Party. Huey Newton, Elbridge Cleaver, Angela Davis, at that time they were calling them thugs, but they migrated from Merritt Junior College right in the city of Oakland. As a matter of fact, last night I was on TV. It was stated that they had named a street after Huey P. Newton. So you see things happen, and that was like 50 years ago, 50-some years ago, he was a thug. Today he gets honored. But then the beat goes on. In 1967, it was the Nashville race ride. Why? Because of the unrest of the treatment of African Americans. These were students from Fisk University and Tennessee A&I University. Some thought it was regarding Stokely Carmichael, who was instrumental in that. That was incorrect. That was not so. Then in 1968, you will remember the two fastest men in the entire world just so happened they were Black men. Tommy Smith, John Carlos. They stood on the podium in the 1968 Olympics in defiance of how African Americans were being treated here in the United States of America. They stood there, heads bowed with a glove, black glove on their fists raised. They were ostracized for years. San Jose State College, right here in the state of California. Two, the fastest men in the world. And in that same year, 1968, Martin Luther King, he was assassinated. And 3 to 4 months later, James Brown, he released the song, I'm Black and I'm Proud. My good brothers, my sisters, the beat goes on over and over again. So let's appreciate this Black history, but not only just learn it, but we need to apply it to make not just Black America better, but America, the United States of America, better. At the same years, in those years, I started learning how to speak Swahili. Swahili is spoken basically in East Africa, Nairobi, Tanzania, Kenya. So those are the language. Wasema Kiswahili? Do you speak Swahili? Ndio, yes. Jina lako nani? What is your name? Jina longa ni, my name is Joe Fisher. Numbani na hawajambo? Is everything going right or well at your home? Ndio bwana. Kwaheri, goodbye. Habari, hello. And the old saying is that if you don't use it, you lose it. So we have to be very, very conscious of that. But now I must take a pause for the cause to deal with a family matter. You may remember that when I got married, the wife and I had a plan to not to start our family for at least 2 years. The reason being that we wanted to be more financially situated. Well, look, that time has arrived. And in the start of 1966, we started trying to plan to start a family. And in the month of February of 1966, Bernie became pregnant. And I'm telling you, I started beating on my chest. Everything is going well. I took all of the credit. Egotistical, I won't call it a maniac, but it was strong. But I did the same thing again, because in 1966, the month would be November. The day would be the 1st. We became the proud parents of a baby boy, Joe Lee Fisher Jr. And here I am again, proud. I'm so proud now because now I have a girl and a boy. Deborah is now, she's about 7 years old. Everything is going right. Happy, the family, the business, everything is on track. Now, my good friend Lester Washington and myself, we started flying to Los Angeles like every other week, at least once a month. Clothing, buying clothes, shopping, window shopping. Now, you may remember Lester Washington. He was the son of the first African-American policeman in the city of Richmond, Lunny C. Washington Sr., the first African-American. Well, Lester and I grew up together. As a matter of fact, we had thought in the future, a time in the future, that we would open up a clothing store ourselves. You remember that Lester, he was working at Smith's Clothiers in the city of Berkeley on Shattuck Avenue. So we were really looking forward to that. Everything is going well. Another good friend of mine, S.D. Hughes, he and I would go to San Francisco, Union Square, and to Gene Hiller's and shop. Also to the one in Sausalito and shop. Everything is going right. Praise be to God. Things are just running its course. A happy camper. Then I had a good friend, have a good friend, he's still living, Lester Nickerberry, a general contractor and also a barber. And as I mentioned before, the barbershop is full. It's to the brim, 4 chairs, 4 operators working. But now I have other homeboys who are now interested in becoming barbers. So I need a larger place. So and there was an opening of a building became vacant in the 700 block on McDonald Avenue. And I put down a deposit to retain that place. So now Lester Nickerberry, he's working and developing that building with cabinets. And a matter of fact, it's been developed for a 10-chair shop, 10 chairs. So at the same time, operating Joe's Barbershop in the 400 block of McDonald Avenue. You need to be with me on episode number 15. As this story continues to unfold, I need you to be with me to see how this part and this chapter of 15 will unfold into a new development. Be with me. I want to thank you for being with me on episode number 14, and I'm looking forward to be with you on episode number 15. Thank you, and God bless you.